That's what we practice. Welcome back, Steve fans, as we go over another stance in our Steve guide, and we have Peekaboo stance inspired by Mike Tyson. Good old Iron Mike himself was a heavy user of the Peekaboo stance. He wasn't the only one. However, he is the one that made this stance infamous due to his smaller size, and he was able to take full advantage of this. Mike Tyson was not the tallest fighter, nor did he have the longest arm reach in his weight class. So he was advised and trained to take advantage of the opponent's arm reach so that he may come in with a sort of baby peekaboo stance, like he's peeking through his hands, and he is able to turn the opponent's offense and weave through their punches while providing punches of his own that would usually proceed in knocking the opponent out. The shots were very compact and short, which is what it brings to Steve's arsenal in battle. Peekaboo is a stance that provides pressure at range 0 to 2 with short and compact lows, mids, and highs. Apply heavy pressure that he otherwise wouldn't in his normal stance. In his normal stance, his main lows are down 1, down 2-1, and he has foot stomp, which is very short range. With Peekaboo stance, we have access to Peekaboo down 1.
Are you talking about those red ones?
Down forward 1-1 or down forward 1. These very compact blows that are able to apply pressure on the opponent and have enough frames on them to confuse the opponent with the threat of a delayable additional hit that, if timed wrong by them, would result in a counter hit launcher for you. Purpose 1, apply pressure mix-up at range 0 to 2 with short compact blows that slowly open up even the most turtling of opponents. Opponent can have a very compact and tight defense, and Peekaboo will slowly be able to open them up with very compact lows. This is a stance I would heavily consider for use against your more turtling opponents, as this stance is equipped with almost everything you could want in a stance that's made to open people up, which is what it was initially made for in the sport of boxing.
There are more of them than I thought.
In addition to applying quick, short, compact pressure, is that he has deadly delayable combinations that reward you when the opponent attempts to intercept and grants a counter hit. These potential counter hit situations and strings allow you to bully the opponent with the threat of having a highly damaging and potentially launching third or fourth string come out, and this causes hesitation frames in the opponent, so they would second guess pressing a button against your pressure. Strings like Peekaboo 1-2, they have a threat of a third damaging hit coming out, where if you jab or if you do any type of movement that is slower, we can get a launcher. Since the second hit is neutral on block, if we do Peekaboo 1-2, it's 0. So if the opponent tries to press, that's 10 frames. But we can come over, because we're mid-attack, and clobber them with a third hit. If we turn our opponent over to punish, we can actually mimic what this would be like in battle. So we have some settings here. We have this first setting to be a fast high attack jab, and the second setting to be the opponent's fastest mid, which is 13 frames. We're just going to put on the jab for now, just so we can show this. The delayability of Peekaboo's pressure and the rewards that it grants you. He has about 3 strings that he can take advantage of in battle. 1-2. See, every time I do Peekaboo 1-2, the opponent Eddie will counter with a jab as quickly as he can. So if I do 1-2, instant jab. However, if I do 1-2-3, look at that, it results in a launching third mid on counter hit, resulting in full damage, a wall carry where Steve is strongest. We'll go more into those later. He has quite a few of them. How do we get into Peekaboo stance? There's a few ways. We'll go over them slowly here, and I'll put the titles of the moves, of course, the manual way. Full crouch, down forward 1. So if we just hit down forward 1, we'll get a mid. However, if we're crouched like this and we hold down forward and then press the 1 button, it'll result in a quick compact low that'll transition us into peekaboo stance. This will be a transition that you use heavily as a Steve player, as our lows are pretty limited, and this is one of the ones that can grant you quick damage and put you into a situation where you can potentially counter hit the opponent that will then retaliate after that quick low in order to get their turn back. Very strong way to enter the stance. 1-2-1 forward. Also there's 1-2-1 back to go into flicker. We have 1-2-1 forward, where we can enter peekaboo stance at -2 on block, which isn't too bad. If the opponent decides to jab you from here, we can use Peekaboo 2, a move that we'll go into a bit later, in order to Subaki or Sabaki parry the opponent. I have a pop-up on Sabaki parrying, where essentially if you use a Sabaki move against a specific type of move, usually a jab, then you can clinch the grab and auto parry it, but we'll go into that a bit later. It's 2-1 forward. This allows you to enter the stance at +2. Pretty favorable. And right weave 1 forward. Allow you to bully your way into the stance at -1. Same with left weave 2 forward. So all the transitions in one, we're gonna go through them all in slow-mo. We also have Albatross forward to get us into peekaboo stance as well. What are our options out of peekaboo stance? What can we do once we're in the stance? We have Albion combination, peekaboo 1-2-1.